What up? It's your boy, Incredible Man. And yes, I am back at it again. And I actually found this show by mistake. And I watched it and I enjoyed it thoroughly. And I felt like I had to share that with you guys. So this is Shadow, Netflix review, man. Let's get it. Okay, man. Shadow actually popped up in my recommended on my Netflix queue and everything. And I was a little skeptical at first because I'm not really keen on too much stuff popping up in my recommended. But I decided to give it a chance after reading the synopsis. Haunted by a tragic past, an ex-cop with a tragic loss, an ex-cop with a rare inability to feel pain strikes out on his own to catch offenders who have eluded Johannesburg police. Now, with that being said, the show is titled Shadow and it's after our MC, and it takes place in South Africa, aka in the city of Johannesburg. And that right there alone was a complete surprise to me. I'm gonna be 100%. I think this is like my first actual African, like full on African like TV show or anything like that. Um, I've seen a bunch of movies that take place in Africa, but it's always been American actors. The whole cast is fully African, and what's well South African maybe. Anyway, but the entire cast is full African. It takes place in Johannesburg, and it was absolutely wonderful. The production quality was there, the story development was there, the characters. You really start to feel for the characters. You invested. Honestly, I got invested from episode one, and you really feel everything that's taking place with the character. And I love how over the span of 8 episodes, you feel everything. And the show has maybe four main characters. Along with our actual main character, we have a friend, a buddy of his named Max. We have his sister. I think her name is Zola, and we have a new roommate that moved into their room named Ashley. And the story pretty much revolves around Shadow as he's taking on these different other cases because I guess you could say he's pretty much a vigilante or something like that that helps people that's in need and they need help. He runs an ad in the paper, and he helps anybody that needs help, no matter the circumstance or situation. He helps them if they need it. And the fun thing about it that really attracted it to me was when I read the synopsis. That's the overall view, but like of the official synopsis on Netflix. It said he can't feel pain, but he takes it out on, like, he helps out people in the city and everything, and he can't feel pain. And at that moment, I thought it was going to be like a superhero vibe, but it had the vigilante-esque type storyline to it. But he's not a superhero. He helps a lot of people, and you can look at him that way, but he's not a superhero. He has one main goal in his mind, and he helps people along the way. But as the story progresses, we see what his main goal is, and we find out that he was a detective. He's a former mercenary, so he has the skills. And honestly, the part about him not really feeling pain, it comes into play very early on in the actual series. But as the story progressed, it kind of just took the back burner, and like you didn't really see it play out throughout the series that much anymore until the final episode, to where it really came into play. The story revolves around, he's a former mercenary, former cop, and this one case he couldn't let go, and we see that he's struggling throughout the whole series about this one case. This one case kept nagging at him because he couldn't save the little girl and her mother. I really love the characters because, yeah, it focused heavily on Shadow, Max, Ashley, and his sister. These are the only ones that we really see, and everybody else, I guess you could say they're just not reoccurring. The only reoccurring we have is the captain of the police force. But anyway, like, they're just extras, I guess you could say. Well, they have lines, but anyway, guest stars. So it focused solely on these four characters, and throughout the story, we see that Shadow is also working toward a goal of trying to help his sister at the same time because she was paralyzed on her way to the hospital to see him. So much stuff took place, but they handled it very well with a cast of mainly four people. And I love the fact that the character development for each individual character took place over the course of maybe like the entire series, but like each episode focused heavily on Shadow, but a couple of those episodes, we got to see Max's character development. We got to see Ashley's character development. So the characters kind of all came into their own by the end of the series. And I really hope we get a season 2 because I enjoyed everything that took place in Shadow, man. I know it was only 4 characters basically that we were involved with throughout the entire series. Everybody else was him helping. He was either helping someone or he was going after someone. That's all we really saw throughout the series, and that's what it was every episode. But it was so good because it was very different circumstances each and every episode. Story still progressed at a wonderful pace. The character development was so real and so true, and you could definitely understand where these characters were coming from. And it took place in South Africa, and yeah, they showcase a lot of shots and aerial shots and stuff and everything, but it revolved around our 4 characters, but it felt like a very expansive world at the same time, if you catch my drift. Like we had these 4 characters, but we had the whole world. It was so good, and I highly recommend it, and I would love to see a season 2 because I really enjoyed the series. I think that's everything I wanted to cover. But like I said, it focused solely on these 4 characters, mainly on Shadow. The comedy, there was comedy. The comedy was hilarious at moments when it came in. It was very, very funny. Like I said, the story progression was wonderful. The character development for each individual character. A couple episodes, all the episodes involve Shadow, of course, but a couple episodes focus on Max's character development, Ashley's character development, and we see his sister going through some things at the same time, and Shadow's dealing with everything. He has a heart arrhythmia. There's a lot of stuff going in, but they handled it so well. The pacing was absolutely fantastic. I loved every part of it, and I highly recommend it, man. It's called Shadow, so just pull it up on Netflix, and I think you really will enjoy it. But yeah, man, it's very, very good, and I feel like you would definitely enjoy it. I went into this thinking it was going to be superhero-esque, but he is a vigilante, but it's far from superhero, man. It's like legit stuff, and this man is he's a one-man army. But I love the fact that I read the synopsis, and that's what really got me into it. Realizing that he doesn't feel any pain, so there's a lot of stuff going into it, but they handled everything at a wonderful pace, man, and I just enjoyed it, and I think you will too, man. This is your boy Dick Incredible. Don't forget to smash the like button till you can't smash it anymore. Comment down below, and I'll be sure to respond to each and every one of them, and subscribe, but only if you really want to, man. Peace out.
I ain't taking a backseat, I'm passing anybody else who is rapping. I'm nasty, ain't nobody able to catch me. They gasping, they cannot compare, they can't match me. I'm at half speed.